Hej och välkomna tillbaka till kanalen. Idag är det vecka 44 och vi ska börja med sista Moseboken, femte Mosebok, som heter Deuteronomy på engelska. Och den här läsningen heter Devarim på hebreiska, betyder ord. Och jag tror att boken också heter Devarim och det har översatts till Deuteronomy på engelska, vilket betyder second law, alltså en andra lag. Så från Devarim till Deuteronomy. Men som sagt, Devarim betyder ord. Så inte en andra lag som man kanske kan hitta om man söker på det, Deuteronomy. Jag har inte så mycket mer att tillägga utan jag tänker att vi hoppar in direkt och börjar läsa. Så första kapitlet, femte Mosebok. These are the words which Moses spoke to all Israel, eller Yasharel som en del säger. On the side of Jordan, in the wilderness, in the plain opposite Suf, between Paran, Tofel, Laban, Haserot and Disahab. It is 11 days journey from Horeb by way of Mount Seir to Kadesh Barnea. Now it came to pass in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day of the month, that Moses spoke to the children of Yasharel according to all that Yahweh had given him as commandments to them. After he had killed Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon, and Og, king of Bashan, who dwelt in Ashtaroth in Edrei. On the side of Jordan, in the land of Moab, Moses began to explain this law, saying, Yahweh our Elohim spoke to us in Horeb, saying, You have dwelt long enough in this mountain. Turn and take your journey and go to the mountains of the Amorites, to all the neighboring places, in the plain, in the mountain and in the lowland, in the south and on the sea coast, to the land of the Canaanites, and to Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates. See, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which Yahweh swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give to them and their descendants after them. And I spoke to you at that time, saying, I alone am not able to bear you. Så Mose ger en återberättelse av det de har varit med om. Yahweh your Elohim has multiplied you, and here you are today as the stars of heaven in multitude. May Yahweh Elohim of your father make you 1,000 times more numerous than you are, and bless you as he has promised you. How can I alone bear your problems and your burdens and your complaints? Choose wise, understanding, and knowledgeable men from among your tribes, and I will make them heads over you. And you answered me, and saying, The thing which you have told us to do is good. So I took the heads of the tribes, wise and knowledgeable men, and made them heads over you, leaders of thousands, leaders of hundreds, leaders of fifties, leaders of tens, and officers for your tribes. Then I commanded your judges at that time, saying, hear the cases between your brethren, and judge righteously between a man and his brother on the stranger, or the stranger who is with him. You shall not show partiality in judgment. Och det här är återkommande. Det här är faderns vilja att inte visa partiskhet, varken mot en fattig eller en rik. You shall hear the small as well as the great. You shall not be afraid in any man's presence, for the judgment is Elohim's. The case that is too hard for you, bring to me, and I will hear it. And I commanded you at that time all the things which you should do. Jag har en liten några andra verser också som talar om just det här med ledarskap. Vi har ju sett i öknen hur de motsatte sig Mose som ledare och så vidare. Apostlagärningarna 14. And when they had preached the gospel to the city and made many disciples, they returned to Lystra, Iconium and Antioch, strengthening the souls of the disciples, exhorting them to continue in the faith, and saying, we must through many tribulations enter the kingdom of Elohim. Bara fastnar lite, notera det här. We must through many tribulations enter the kingdom of Elohim. So when they had appointed elders in every ecclesia, church, they prayed with fasting. They commanded them to Yahweh in whom they had believed. Så här ser vi också att apostlarna valde ledare också, elders. Och det vill visa egentligen att man behöver ha ledare. Ja. Paul, a bondservant of Elohim and an apostle of Yahushua HaMashiach, according to the faith of Elohim's elect and the acknowledgement of the truth which accord with godliness, in hope of eternal life with Elohim, who cannot lie, promised before time began, but has in due time manifested his word through preaching, which was committed to me according to the commandment of Elohim our Savior. To Titus, a true son in our common faith. Jag hoppar lite. Jag kunde tagit härifrån. For this reason I left you in Crete, that you should set in order the things that are lacking, and appoint elders in every city as I commanded you. Så här ser vi att det fanns ett problem när det inte fanns ledare. If a man is blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of dissipation or in subordination. For a bishop must be blameless, eller leader. Det här är väl olika rangar, eller vad man kan säga. For a bishop must be blameless as a steward of Elohim, not self-willed, not quick-tempered, not given to wine, not violent, not greedy for money, but hospitable, a lover of what is good, sober-minded, just, holy, self-controlled, holding fast the faithful word as he has been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to extort and convict those who contradict. Så en ledares kvalifikationer. Första Timoteus 5. Let the elders who rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially those who labor in the word and doctrine. For the scripture says, you shall not muzzle an ox while it threads out the grain, and the laborer is worthy of his wages. Do not receive an accusation against an elder except from 2 or 3 witnesses. Those who are sinning rebuke in the presence of all, that the rest also may fear. I charge you before Elohim and Yahushua HaMashiach and the elected angel that you observe these things without prejudice, doing nothing with partiality. Återigen, Paulus predikar Torah. Så lite avstickare, vad ska man säga, om ledarskap. Vi fortsätter och hoppar tillbaka till första kapitlet. So we departed from Horeb and went through all the great and terrible wilderness which you saw on the way to the mountain of the Amorites, as Yahweh your Elohim had commanded us. Then we came to Kadesh Barnea, and I said to you, you have come to the mountains of the Amorites, which Yahweh your Elohim is giving us. Look, Yahweh your Elohim has set the land before you. Go up and possess it, as Yahweh your Elohim of your fathers has spoken to you. Do not fear or be discouraged. And every one of you came near to me and said, let us send men before us, and let them search out the land for us, and bring back word to us of the way by which we should go up, and of the cities into which we shall come. The plan pleased me well, so I took 12 of your men, 1 man from each tribe, and they departed and went up to the mountain, and came to the valley of Eshcol, and spied it out. They also took some of the fruit of the land in their hands, and brought it down to us. And they brought back word to us, saying, it is a good land, which Yahweh your Elohim is giving us. Nevertheless, you would not go up, but rebelled against the command of Yahweh your Elohim. And you complained in your tents, and said, because Yahweh hates us, he has brought us out of the land of Mitzrayim, Egypt, to deliver us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us. Where can we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our heart, saying, the people are greater and taller than we. The cities are great and fortified up to heaven. Moreover, we have seen the sons of the Anakim there. Så vi har ju läst om det här. De ville inte lyda. De lydde inte kommandot. Och de klagade. Och de önskade sig tillbaka till världens slaveri. Vi kan läsa lite. Vi har ju läst mycket. Det var ju mycket sånt i fjärde Mosebok, Numbers, av klagan och många som gick under på grund av olydnad. Filipperbrevet 2. Do all things without complaining and disputing, that you may become blameless and harmless children of Elohim, without fault in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation, among whom you shine as a light in the world. Så gör allt utan att klaga och bråka. James, är det Jakob brev tror jag, 5. Therefore be patient, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, waiting patiently for it until it receives the early and latter rain. You also be patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of Yahweh is at hand. Do not grumble against one brethren. Do not grumble against one another, brethren, lest you be condemned. Behold, the judge is standing at the door. My brethren, take the prophets who spoke in the name of Yahweh as an example of suffering and patience. Indeed, we count them blessed who endure. You have heard the perseverance of Job and seen the end intended by Yahweh. That Yahweh is very compassionate and merciful. Och vi vet ju Jobs historia. Om ni inte känner till den så läs om Jobs prövning. Första Korint 10. Moreover, brethren, I do not want you to be unaware that all our fathers were under the cloud, all passed through the sea, all were baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea. All ate the same spiritual food, and all drank the same spiritual drink. For they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. But with most of them Elohim was not well pleased, for their bodies were scattered in the wilderness. Now these things became our examples, to the intent that we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. And do not become idolaters as were some of them, as it is written. Så som Paulus förklarade här, så deras hjärtan lustade efter evil things. Och jag tror att vi måste börja lära oss också faderns vägar, att vad som är ont. Vi har ofta en egen bild av vad som är ont och vad världen lär. Det här är ont, men många andra saker behöver vi inte titta på i våra liv. Men om det inte följer faderns väg så förklarar han det som onda ting. The people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Nor let us commit sexual immorality, as some of them did. And in one day 23,000 fell. Nor let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted. Så Paulus säger här, Kristus var med. Ordet var ju med. And were destroyed by serpents. Nor complain, as some of them also complained, and were destroyed by the destroyer. Now all these things happened to them as examples, and they were written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the ages have come. Therefore let him who thinks he stands take heed lest he fall. No temptation has overtaken you, except such as is common to man. But Elohim is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptations will also make a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. Så prövningar kommer från Fadern för att testa oss, rena oss som guld. Fjärde Mosebok 16. On the next day, all the congregation of the children of Yasharel complained against Moses and Aaron, saying, You have killed the people of Yahweh. Andra Mosebok 16. Then the whole congregation of the children of Yasharel complained against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness, and the children of Yasharel said to them, Oh, that we had died by the hand of Yahweh in the land of Mitzrayim, when we sat at the pots of meat, and when we ate bread to the full. For you have brought us into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Then Yahweh said to Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain quota every day, that I may test them, whether they will walk in my law or not. Så det här är fortfarande prövningen. Paulus säger det här är exempel för oss. vi kommer också få stöta på sånt här i våran wilderness. För att testa oss om vi vill följa i hans ord eller inte. Så det vi läste, de klagade och de sa också det här att the sons of Anakim are there. Och det här har vi berört tidigt i första Mosebok om jättarna. Jättarna är det har blivit dolt för oss egentligen. Det är ingenting vi får lära oss, men det har funnits. Och vi läser om det. Änglarna gick ner och förökade sig med kvinnorna och fick jättar. Allting försvann ju inte där i floden vid Noa, utan jättarna var ju kvar också under Davids tid och så vidare. Så om du är intresserad av det, så sök på Rob Skiba och Nephilim, så kommer du säkert hitta mycket om det där. Then I said to you, do not be terrified or afraid of them. Yahweh your Elohim who goes before you, he will fight for you according to all he did for you in Mitzrayim before your eyes. And in the wilderness, where you saw how Yahweh your Elohim carried you, as a man carries his son, in all the way that you went until you came to this place. Yet for all that you did not believe Yahweh your Elohim. Ja, jag stannar inte, men det är tråkigt att se. Och jag tänker på en själv och på andra som man kanske tycker sig se att man har varit med om någonting, men fadern Yahweh har gjort någonting, men man glömmer av det. Man tror ändå inte. Who went in the way before you to search out the place for you to pitch your tents, to show you the way you should go, in the fire by night and in the cloud by day. Och han har ju, det här står ju fortfarande idag. Han visar oss vägen, vilken väg vi ska vandra. Det står i hans ord. Men så många tror inte på att hans ord gäller fortfarande. Eller att det är någonting som är done away with, som man brukar säga på engelska. Det gäller inte längre. Det var för en tid. And Yahweh heard the sound of your words, and was angry and took an oath, saying, surely not one of these men of this evil generation shall see the good land of which I swore to give to your fathers. Except Caleb the son of Jephunneh, he shall see it, and to him and his children I am giving the land on which he walked, because he wholly followed Yahweh. Yahweh was also angry with me for your sakes, saying, even you shall not go in there. Yahusha the son of Nun, who stands before you, he shall go in there. Encourage him, for he shall cause Yasharel to inherit it. Moreover, your little ones and your children, who you say will be victims, who today have no knowledge of good and evil, they shall go in there, and them I will give it, and they shall possess it. But as for you, turn and take your journey into the wilderness by the way of the Red Sea. Ledsamt. Men så här blev det för dem. Och jag tänker också, hur det kan bli för oss när man inte väljer hans väg. Vi pratar ju ofta om att det finns förlåtelse och så här, men om man inte... Man har ju en tid att välja eller välja bort. Then you answered and said to me, we have sinned against Yahweh. We will go up and fight just as Yahweh our Elohim commanded us. And when every one of you had girded on his weapons of war, you were ready to go up into the mountain. Och här har vi återigen. Man ville inte gå in. Jag sa gå in och folket sa nej. Och sen sa ja, nej, men då får ni gå hit. Nej, men nu ändrar vi oss. Nu går vi in. Så alltså de gjorde uppror 2 gånger egentligen. Then Yahweh said to them, tell them, do not go up nor fight, for I am not among you, lest you be defeated before your enemies. So I spoke to you, yet you would not listen, but rebelled against the commandment of Yahweh, and presumptuously went up into the mountain. And the Amorites who dwelt in the mountain came out against you and chased you as bees do, and drove you back to Seir, from Seir to Hormah. Then you returned and wept before Yahweh, but Yahweh would not listen to your voice nor give ear to you. Och det här tänker jag också på. Vi kan komma med klagan och våra böner inför honom, men han kanske har sagt, alltså, men jag kommer inte lyssna. Alltså du har inte valt. Du väljer inte min väg. Sök först Guds rike är uppmaningen. So you remained in Kadesh many days according to the days you spent there. Jag har en annan, vi har läst den här flera gånger, men den är alltid bra att påminna sig om. Det här är Jesus Syraks vishet, en apokryf, kapitel 2. Consider the ancient generation and see whoever trusted in Yahweh and was put to shame, or whoever persevered in the fear of Yahweh and was forsaken, or whoever called upon him and was overlooked. Det här gäller ju då att man inte gör som de gjorde. De kallar ju på honom när de hade gjort fel. Men en som kallar på honom när man vandrar rätt kommer inte att glömmas bort. For Yahweh is compassionate and merciful. He forgives sins and saves in time of affliction. Woe to timid hearts and to slack hands, and to the sinner who walks along 2 ways. Woe to the faint heart, for it has no trust, therefore it will not be sheltered. Woe to you who have lost your endurance. What will you do when Yahweh punishes you? Those who fear Yahweh will not disobey his words, and those who love him will keep his ways. Fundera på den här. Älskar du honom? Håller du hans vägar? Those who fear Yahweh will seek his approval, and those who love him will be filled by the law. Fundera på den också. När man tänker att lagen inte gäller längre. Those who fear Yahweh will prepare their hearts and will humble themselves before him. Let us fall into the hands of Yahweh, but not into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so also is his mercy. Ja. Jag har en annan bok också jag vill nämna som heter The First Book of Adam and Eve. Och utan att gå in allt för mycket på förklaring kring den här boken så får ni får läsa om den själv. Men vi kan läsa i kapitel 4 innan jag säger någonting mer. But Adam and Eve wept for having come out of the garden, their first abode. And indeed, when Adam looked at his flesh that was altered, he wept bitterly, he and Eve, over what they had done, and they walked and went gently down to the cave of treasures. Så det jag vill lägga till med den här boken, att när Adam och Eva gjorde fel så vart de utvisade och hänvisade till en grotta. Och just det här, folket gjorde fel i öknen. De valde fel väg och ångrade sig. Och det är det jag vill visa här också. En bredare bild på. And as they came to it, Adam wept over himself and said to Eve, "Look at this cave, that is to be our prison in this world, and a place of punishment. What is it compared to the garden? What is this narrowness compared to the space of the other? What is this rock by the side of those grooves? What is the gloom of this cave compared to the light of the garden? What is this overhanging ledge of rock to shelter us, compared with the mercy of Yahweh that overshadowed us? What is the soil of this cave compared with the garden land? This earth strewed with stones, and that planted with delicious fruit trees." And Adam said to Eve, "Look at your eyes and mine, which afore beheld angels in heaven, praising, and they too without ceasing. But now we do not see as we did. Our eyes have become flesh, they cannot see in like manner as they saw before." Adam said again to Eve, "What is our body today compared to what it was in former days, when we dwelt in the garden?" After this, Adam did not like to enter the cave under the overhanging rock, nor would he ever have entered it. But he bowed to Elohim's orders and said to himself, "Unless I enter the cave, I shall again be a transgressor." Så det här att han ångrade bittert hans val att vara rebellisk och inte lyda. Så jag ville bara skicka med det. Att inte ta lätt på att bryta hans kommandon egentligen. Matteus 21. But what do you think? A man had 2 sons, and he came to the first and said, "Son, go work today in my vineyard." He answered and said, "I will not." But afterward he regretted it and went. Then he came to the second and said likewise, and he answered and said, "I go, sir." But he did not go. Which of the 2 did the will of his father? They said to him, "The first." Yahushua said to them, "Surely I say to you that tax collectors and harlots entered the kingdom of Elohim before you. For John came to you in the way of righteousness, and you did not believe him, but tax collectors and harlots believed him. And when you saw it, you did not afterward relent and believe him." Så återigen det här att ångra sina fel steg och inte härda ut i att fortsätta vandra fel. Eller bete sig som fariseerna i det här fallet. Yes, vi hoppar vidare till kapitel 2. Kapitel 2. Then we turned and journeyed into the wilderness of the way of the Red Sea, as Yahweh spoke to me, and we skirted Mount Seir for many days. And Yahweh spoke to me, saying, You have skirted this mountain long enough, turn northward, and command the people, saying, You are about to pass through the territory of your brethren, the descendants of Esau, who live in Seir, and they will be afraid of you. Therefore watch yourself carefully. Do not meddle with them, for I will not give you any of their land. No, not so much as one footstep, because I have given Mount Seir to Esau as a possession. Och vi har ju läst om Esaus historien om Esau. Så Esau hade fått sin del och det var inte till för Israels folk. You shall buy food from them with money that you may eat, and you shall also buy water from them with money that you may drink. For Yahweh your Elohim has blessed you in all the work of your hand. He knows you're trudging through the great wilderness. These 40 years Yahweh your Elohim has been with you. You have lacked nothing. Någonting som jag tycker är intressant. Vi har ju läst om ammoniterna och att det sattes upp stumbling blocks för dem med offerkött och billiga kvinnor egentligen. Och det var fel av dem att äta den typen av kött. Offerkött. Kött som är offrat till andra gudar. Och vi har ju också faktiskt ett ökat inflytande eller ökat i våra matbutiker då, av viss typ av kött som är offrat till en annan religion, annan gud. Och ta där till fadern vad som är rätt eller fel och äta sånt. Eller vara noggrann att inte äta sånt kanske. Jag dömer ingen. Men vi har hans ord där det är fel att äta kött offrat till andra gudar. I det här fallet så var det okej. You shall buy food. I andra översättningar så översätts det här till meat, men vi ska titta på det ordet också. Det behöver inte alltid vara just kött, utan meat eller food kan vara alltså sånt du äter, kan även vara bröd, ost, sånt där då. Det var okej för dem att köpa det. Och man kan ju gå så långt, vi pratar om att man det här att pass the children through the flame, eller man kan ju alltså man kan ge sitt barn till världens system, och det är ju också en avgud egentligen. Jag vill bara liksom lyfta bara lyfta den tanken. Som sagt, jag anser mig inte någon lärare att det här är rätt eller fel, utan jag tänker bara att vi som att vi skulle sitta och läsa ordet tillsammans i vardagsrummet. Hur långt sträcker sig det här att vara en avgud? Är det när det är uppenbart offrat till en annan religion, eller kan det sträcka sig till samhällsstrukturer? Vi ska ju gör inte som de andra nationerna gör. Lär inte utav dem. Köp inte deras kött, och det är offrat till deras system. Liksom. Det är, vi har ju ett food complex, alltså vi har ju en industri i matväg. Är det offrat till en avgud? Om vi tittar på ordet här, så i King James till exempel så står det you shall buy meat. Men om vi kollar på food, akal, ordet används till food, och eating, food, eating, mealtime, pray, victuals. Vi har även den här sidan. Meat, det här ordet då, okel, akel, översatts till meat eller food 18 och 16 gånger. Men vi ser här att det kan vara cereal, meat. Och här till exempel food, especially corn, grain, meal, provisions. Så det kan också vara, ni ska köpa mat. Det här är grain, corn. Och en intressant sak tycker jag är att det är ju kött. Jag känner inte till att man offrar, att någon annan religion offrar bröd, grain, vete, spannmål, ost, mjölk. Så det är okej att köpa från samhället. Men ska vi inte köpa kött från vissa som är offrat till vissa religioner, gudar? Jag bara slänger ut den tanken. Man kanske tycker det låter jättelagiskt, men man vill göra rätt också. Man vill följa hans väg. Och det kommer också något som kommer upp är ju hur noga ska man vara när man köper mat i restaurang. Hur är maten hanterad? Är den uppskuren med samma kniv som har skurit upp oren mat? Och så vidare. Inte för att lägga några bördor, men det här är tankar jag tänker på. Så ja. Men här var det okej att köpa food. Ja. Vi fortsätter. Det här i och för sig. These 40 years, Yahweh your Elohim has been with you. You have lacked nothing. Nu fick jag inte med den. Vi ska se. Jag ändrar till den här. New King James. Psalm 23. Yahweh is my shepherd, I shall not want. I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He lead me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Yahweh forever. Inget kommer saknas oss när vi vandrar med honom. Ingenting kan vara emot om han är för oss. Och då gäller det att inte ha stumbling blocks som för det första rensa bort synd och lagövertramp och rensa bort stumbling blocks. Och då, det är därför jag pratar om det här, den noggrannheten i att för han säger, var noga med att följa mina vägar. Inte bara, jaha, men vi ska göra det, ja, men då plockar jag bort det. Men sen så tänker man inte, utan det ska ju vara ett liv. Tänk på det hela tiden. Vart, och för världen sätter ju upp allting. Den sätter ju upp allting för att vi ska göra fel. Vi har ju gelatin i barnens godis. Vi har det är bacon på allting och det är räkmackor hit och dit. Ja, men liksom det är väldigt lätt att göra fel i faderns ögon i den här världen. Vi fortsätter. And when they passed beyond our brethren, the descendants of Esau who dwell in Seir, away from the road of the plains, away from Elat in Esion-Geber, we turned and passed by the way of the wilderness of Moab. Then Yahweh said to me, do not harass Moab, nor contend with them in battle, for I will not give you any of their land as a possession, because I have given Ar to the descendants of Lot as a possession. The Enim had dwelt in times past as a people as great and numerous and tall as the Anakim. Så här har vi jättarna igen. They were also regarded as giants, like the Anakim, but the Moabites called them Emim. The Horites formerly dwelt in Seir, but the descendants of Esau dispossessed them and destroyed them from before them, and dwelt in their place, just as Yasharel did, to the land of their possession which Yahweh gave them. Now rise and cross over the valley of Sered. So we crossed over the valley of Sered, and the time we took to come to Kadesh Barnea until we crossed over the valley of Sered was 38 years. Until all the generation of men of war was consumed by the midst of the camp, just as Yahweh had sworn to them. For indeed the hand of Yahweh was against them, to destroy them from the midst of the camp until they were consumed. Det här är fruktan, tänker jag. Det här vill man inte få på sig. Ja. Sen kanske inte... Ja, jag ska inte säga varken... Det kanske inte sker. Han kanske inte gör sånt här nu. Men ja. Vi lämnar det där. So it was, when all the men of war had finally perished from among the people, that Yahweh spoke to me, saying, this day you are to cross over at Ar, the boundaries of Moab. And when you come near the people of Ammon, do not harass them or meddle with them, for I will not give you any of the land of the people of Ammon as a possession, because I have given it to the descendants of Lot as a possession. Jag har några extra stycken att läsa. Matteus 24. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his master made ruler over his household, to give them food in due season? Blessed is that servant, whom his master, when he comes, will find so doing. Surely I say to you that he will make him ruler over all his goods. But if the evil servant says in his heart, my master is delaying his coming, and begins to beat his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunkards, the master of that servant will come on a day when he is not looking for him, and at an hour that he is not aware of, and will cut him in two, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. They shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Första Timoteusbrevet 6. Här talas det om en person som gör evil. He is proud, knowing nothing, but is obsessed with disputes and arguments over words, from which come envy, strife, reviling, evil suspicions, useless wrangling of men of corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, who suppose that godliness is a means of gain. From such withdraw yourself. Varför slänger jag med det här då? Ja, men lite av hur de skulle inte bråka med folket i landet de gick igenom här. Och ja, också hur man är mot varann egentligen. Kanske ett av de största testen i våran wilderness just nu. Hur vi är mot bröder. That was also regarded as a land of giants. Giants formerly dwelt there, but the Amorites called them Samsumim, a people as great and numerous and tall as the Anakim. But Yahweh destroyed them before them, and they dispossessed them and dwelt in their place, just as he had done for the descendants of Esau who dwelt in Seir. When he destroyed the Horites from before them, they dispossessed them and dwelt in their place, even to this day. And the Avim, who dwelt in villages as far as Gaza, the Caphtorium, who came from Caphtor, destroyed them and dwelt in their place. Rise, take your journey, and cross over the river Arnon. Look, I have given into your hand Sihon, the Amorite, king of Heshbon, and his land. Begin to possess it, and engage him in battle. This day I will begin to put the dread and fear of you upon the nations under the whole heaven, who shall hear the report of you, and shall tremble and be anguish because of you. Och det får mig att tänka på, nu har jag inte den framme här, men om Jakob som är splittrat ut i alla nationer kommer resas upp som ett lejon som kommer att devour och ingen kan stoppa honom. Samma här. Dread and fear of you upon the nations. And I sent messengers from the wilderness of Kedemoth to Sihon, king of Heshbon, with words of peace, saying, Let me pass through your land. I will keep strictly to the road, and I will turn neither to the right nor to the left. You shall sell me food for money, that I may eat, and give me water for money, that I may drink. Only let me pass through on foot, just as the descendants of Esau who dwell in Seir, and the Moabites who dwell in Ar did for me, until I cross the Jordan to the land which Yahweh our Elohim is giving us. But Sihon, king of Heshbon, would not let us pass through, for Yahweh your Elohim hardened his spirit and made his heart obstinate. Och det här kan man ju fundera på. Det här är Jahwe som gör det här. Han gjorde det också mot farao. Han förhärdade hans hjärta. That he might deliver him into the hand, as it is this day. Och jag varnar ju att gör inte som de andra nationerna, för de blir straffade på grund av deras olydnad och deras levnadssätt. Så gör inte samma sak, för då blir ni också straffade. Så man kan tänka att de inte hade levt rätt, helt enkelt. And Yahweh said to me, see, I have begun to give Sihon and his land over to you. Begin to possess it, that you may inherit this land. Then Sihon and all his people came out against us to fight at Jahaz. And Yahweh our Elohim delivered him over to us, so we defeated him, his sons and all his people. We took all his cities at that time, and we utterly destroyed the men, women, and little ones of every city. We left none remaining. We took only the livestock and as plunder for ourselves, with the spoil of the cities which we took. Vi kan stanna där. För det här kanske många reagerar på också. Hur man dödade män, kvinnor och barn. Och det här, jag tror vi måste börja läsa hans ord. Men också att om man inte vandrar hans väg, så vandrar man en evil way. Men här då så kanske man tänker att hur kan han vara så elak? Han verkar inte alls nådefull här. Och då vill jag påminna om jubileeboken, Book of Jubilees, kapitel 9. Det här handlar om Noa och hans 3 söner då, hur de får uppdelat vart han ska bo egentligen, vad som tillhör dem. Så kapitel 9. And thus the sons of Noah divided unto their sons in the presence of Noah their father, and he bound them all by an oath, imprecating a curse on everyone that thought to seize the portion of which had not fallen to him by his lot. And they all said, so be it, so be it, for themselves and their sons, forever throughout their generations, till the day of judgment, on which Yahweh Elohim shall judge them with a sword and with fire, for all the unclean wickedness of their errors, wherewith they have filled the earth with transgression and uncleanness and fornication and sin. Så här ser vi hur de fick sina arvedelar, sönerna, Noas söner. Vi ska hoppa till kapitel 10 också. Vi kan läsa från vers 28. And Ham and his sons went into the land which he was to occupy, which he acquired as his portion in the land of the south. Och det här har man väl ofta tolkat till att det är land of the south, att det är Afrika, regionen. And Canaan, har vi ju Kanans land, hör vi om. And Canaan saw the land of Lebanon to the river of Egypt, that it was very good, and he went not into the land of his inheritance, to the west, that is, to the sea, and dwelt in the land of Lebanon, eastward and westward from the border of Jordan, and from the border of the sea. And Ham, his father, and Cush, and Mitzrayim, his brother, said unto him, You have settled in a land which is not yours, and which did not fall by us by lot. Do not do so, For if you do so, you and your sons will fall in the land and be accursed through sedition. For by sedition you have settled, and by sedition your children will fall, and you shall be rooted out forever. Dwell not in the dwelling of Shem, for to Shem and to his sons did it come by their lot. Cursed are you, and cursed shall you be beyond all the sons of Noah, by the curse, which we bound ourselves by an oath in the presence of the holy judge, and in the presence of Noah our father. But he did not hearken unto them, and dwelt in the land of Lebanon from Hamath to the entering of Egypt, he and his sons until this day. For this reason the land is named Canaan. Ja, vi kan stanna där. Så därav kommer den här domen på allihop. Så det finns en anledning. Och det är inte bara att fadern är brutal. Och olika dömer olika ibland liksom. Vi har också Ordspråksboken 2. For the upright will dwell in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the earth, and the unfaithful will be uprooted from it. Andra Petrus. For if Elohim did not spare the angels who sinned, but cast them down to Sheol, and delivered them into chains of darkness, to be reserved for judgment, and did not spare the ancient world, but saved Noah, one of 8 people, and a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood of the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them to destruction, making them an example to those who afterward would live ungodly, and delivered righteous Lot, who was oppressed by the filthy conduct of the wicked. For the righteous man dwelling among them tormented his righteous soul from day by seeing and hearing their lawless deeds. Then Yahweh knows how to deliver the godly out of the temptations, and to reserve the unjust under punishment for the day of judgment. Isaiah 66. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariot like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword Yahweh will judge all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. Så, ja, därav denna dom. We took only the livestock as plunder for ourselves with the spoil of the cities which we took. From Aroer, which is on the bank of the river Arnon, and from the city that is in the ravine as far as Gilead, there was not one city too strong for us. Yahweh our Elohim delivered all to us. Only you did not go near the land of the people of Ammon, anywhere along the river Jabbok to the cities of the mountains, or wherever Yahweh your Elohim had forbidden us. Ja, just det. Ja, vi tar den längre fram. Vi hoppar vidare. Kapitel 3. Kapitel 3. Then we turned and went up the road to Bashan, and Og, king of Bashan, came out against us, he and all his people, to battle at Edrei. And Yahweh said to me, Do not fear him, for I have delivered him and all his people and his land into your hand. You shall do to him as you did to Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt at Heshbon. So Yahweh our Elohim also delivered into our hands Og, king of Bashan, which with all his people, and we attacked him until he had no survivors remaining. Vi kan stanna där och kolla på lite om historien om Og, king of Bashan, i Book of Jasher, kapitel 85. And the children of Yasharel turned and went up by the way of Bashan to the land of Og, king of Bashan. And Og the king of Bashan went out to meet the Israelites in battle, and he had with him many valiant men, and a very strong force with the people of the Amorites. And Og king of Bashan was a very powerful man, but Naran his son was exceedingly powerful, even stronger than he was. And Og said in his heart, Behold, now the whole camp of Yasharel takes up a space of 3 parsha. Now will I smite them at once with sword or spear. And Og went up Mount Yahaz, and took therefore one large stone, the length of which was 3 parsha, and he placed it on his head, and resolved to throw it upon the camp of the children of Yasharel, to smite all the Israelites with that stone. And the angel of Yahweh came and pierced the stone upon the head of Og, and the stone fell upon the neck of Og, that Og fell to the earth on account of the weight of the stone upon his neck. At that time Yahweh said to the children of Yasharel, Be not afraid of him, for I have given him and all his people and all his land into your hand, and you shall do to him as you did to Sihon. As Moses went down to him with a small number of children of Yasharel, and Moses smote Og with a stick at the ankle of his feet and slew him. Så ja, bildspråket talar sitt tydliga språk. Det kanske inte gick till exakt så här i ordagrant. Men ja. And we took all his cities at that time. There was not a city which we did not take from them. 60 cities, all of the region of Argob, the kingdom of Og in Bashan. All the cities were fortified with high walls, gates and bars, besides a great many rural towns. Och vi läste det i förra också, att de här städerna hade high walls, gates. Men med fadern på sin sida spelar det ingen roll. Vi läser om Joel 2-armén. Before them the people write in pain, all faces are drained of color. Det här är vad jag tror Herrens armé vid sista tiden. They run like mighty men, they climb the wall like men of war. Everyone marches in formation, and they do not break ranks. They do not push one another. Everyone marches in his own column. Though they lunge between the weapons, they are not cut down. They run to and fro in the cities. They run on the wall. They climb into the houses. They enter at the window like a thief. The earth quakes before them. The heaven trembles. The sun and moon grow dark, and the stars diminish their brightness. Yahweh gives voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For strong is the one who executes his word. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible. Who can endure it? And we utterly destroy them, as we did to Sihon king of Heshbon. Utterly destroy the men, women and children of every city. But all the livestock and the spoil of the cities we took as booty for ourselves. And at that time we took the land of the hand of the 2 kings of the Amorites, who were on the side of Jordan, from the river Arnon to Mount Hermon. All the cities of the plain, all Gilead and all Bashan, as far as Salca and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan. For only Og king of Bashan remained of the remnant of the giants. Indeed, his bedstead was an iron bedstead. 9 cubits is its length, and 4 cubits its width, according to the standard cubit. Så när det talas om de här jättarna så var de 9 cubits, och det är 15 feet ungefär. Säger man feet eller foot? Det var fel. 4,5 meter hög. And the land which we possessed at that time from Aror, which is by the river Arnon, the half of the mountain of Gilead and its cities, I gave to the Reubenites and the Gadites. The rest of Gilead and all Bashan, the kingdom of Og, I gave to the half, the tribe of Manasse. All the region of Argob with the Bashan was called the land of the giants. Jair, the son of Manasseh, took all the region of Argob as far as the border of Geshurites and the Machathites, and called Bashan after his own name, Havot Jair, to this day. Also I gave Gilead to Machir, and to the Reubenites, and the Gadites I gave from Gilead as far as the river Arnon, the middle of the river as the border, as far as the river Jabbok, the border of the people of Ammon, the plain also, with the Jordan as the border, from Kinneret as far as the east side of the sea of the Arba, below the slopes of Pisgah. Then I commanded you at that time, saying, Yahweh your Elohim has given you this land to possess. All your men of valor shall cross over armed before your brethren, the children of Yasharel, but your wives, your little ones, and your livestock shall stay in your cities which I have given you, until Yahweh has given rest to your brethren as to you, and they also possess the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving them beyond the Jordan. Then each of you may return to his possession which I have given you. And I commanded Yahusha at that time, saying, Your eyes have seen all that Yahweh your Elohim has done to these two kings. So will Yahweh do to all kingdoms throughout which you pass. You must not fear them, for Yahweh your Elohim himself fights for you. Vi stannar där. Vers 22. Och vi avslutar med Matteus 10. Do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul, but rather fear him who is able to destroy both soul and body in Sheol. Ja, det var det vi skulle läsa idag. Starten på 5:e Mosebok. Det kommer komma bra verser längre fram i den här mot slutet. En bra summering egentligen. Men det är några veckor dit. Ja, jag hoppas det var till någon välsignelse och att ni har sett någonting nytt. Funderar på någonting av det vi har läst och talar till Fadern i bön. Ja, tills nästa vecka så får jag önska er shalom, så ses vi om en vecka.